Welcome to Audrey Thoughts with Audrey Scott. I'm Audrey Scott. Boy, have we had a weekend. I did a burger eating competition, and your girl forgot that I signed up for that shit. This guy reached out to me. His name is Papa Slamurai. Awesome guy. Shout out to Papa Slamurai. He's from San Antonio. He is a chef. He's a catering chef, and he's also, I think he does poetry, is what he does. But I've worked with him in the past, and the competition, you had to eat a 2 pound, I think there was cheese. Was there cheese on it? 2 pound cheeseburger. We'll say that. I don't know. I might be spreading misinformation whether there's cheese or not on it, but there was a fucking 2 pound burger in front of me. And I thought I was against like this like tall black dude named Cosmic Ray. And I just felt like he would probably finish it a lot quicker than me just based on my metabolism and shit. But then I ended up going against a poet named something that I can't remember. She probably won't watch this, whatever. But boy, when I first met her, she was like, I like sex. I like talking about sex stuff. I'm a freak. I like sex. And I was like, I'm Audrey. Nice to meet you. I don't know what sex has to do with burgers, but... And then the fucking place we were at, they're known for the Fatty's Burger. And the owner used to be like out on the street, gangster style, and then he reformed in prison, found God, and so it was a very family restaurant, so she couldn't even talk about the sex if she wanted to. Also, you're not really going to be talking, I don't know why she told me that shit, I just, like, it was just weird. And, we're eating the burgers, and my method of attack was, as soon as we started going, I picked one of the patties up, I just picked it up, started tearing it apart, just eating, blah, blah, blah. Just like carnivore, just fucking going to town. And, oh god, it was so gross. It was so gross. I hated it. I mean, the burger itself was really good, but the amount of grease, this thick fucking big as my fucking big ass head, you know? And when I got to the bun, my plan of attack, I took half of the bun and I folded it over and I folded it over again and I folded it over and I shoved it in my mouth and I did it. The lady next to me, lovely lady, lovely. Yeah, I knew that was gonna fall, but it's okay. Nevermore, you know? It was an Edgar Allan Poe book. These are my knickknacks. So I've got Mr. Krabs right here, a Yes album as a joke book that got ran over by a truck, MGMT, congratulations. My girl, oh my god, what's your fucking name? I'm so bad with names right now, but my lovely friend drew this of me, and that's from HEB. Anyways, so this lady, because the bread is a big deal, the bread's going to take up a lot in your stomach, she decides to pull all of it apart and then dump water all over it and then just slurp up this fucking bread slop, like just right in front of me. And I already wanted to puke. I already was like, it was sliding up my throat a little bit. I was washing it down with red Kool-Aid. When I puked later, it looked like blood. Like I was like spitting up at a gas station. Someone thought I was just like dying. Like it was like basically, but it's not as bad as you think. And so she won. That's psychological torture right there. Like I couldn't. She won. I'll stick to comedy. She won. She can. I'm never doing an eating competition again. It's gonna ruin everything I like in life. I don't know how people do that. What's the fuck? I guess to get your picture on a wall. Look, you can get a picture. Like I don't know. You don't have to eat it. Everyone has their things they care about in life, and that's something that I'm going to talk about today because apparently not a lot of people cared about the topic I had talked about last week. Also, just need to promote my podcast better, so I'm not going to blame you guys, but we're going to not talk about Freemasons this week and talk about something else. Crystals and healing.
Ooh.
Healing crystals.
White
I went to
girl
this
stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking inward. I'm looking inward. I'm looking inward. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. And I'm going to transition today. No, a lot of trans people like crystals, side note. Oh my God. So I went to Nature's Treasure, and it's like, they have the second largest amethyst in the world there. It's pretty crazy. They used to have the first largest, but someone bought it. And amethysts are like, they look like eggs. They're big round things. And then when you cut, like, there's just like all these gems on the inside and shit. And they had all these rocks everywhere. And they had like big rocks and little rocks. And I tried to buy this big fluorite. and it was $15 a pound, and my dumbass thought it was like 3 pounds. It was over 10 pounds, so I didn't buy that, but I bought a little rock. And every single different mineral or rock that was there, they had 3 adjectives to describe, or nouns to describe the rocks and what they do for you. So like some would give you prosperity, others make you have more passion or integrity. And it was just weird that they had 3 words for every rock. And I need to go back there and see if they repeated any of the same words. Because I'm like, how do y'all...
They must.
They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was so interesting to me. But...
Did you feel something?
You know what? I did feel stuff. Like, I did feel like I felt calmer. I think that there is something to crystals. I think there is something to rocks and something. So, and stuff and whatever. But I've written some things down that I want to discuss about it because I do think crystal ladies can be ridiculous. All right? That rose quartz isn't going to pay your rent, unless you're shoving your ass on OnlyFans and you're like in the top 10 because I know that you're...
Shoving it in,
Yeah, shove it in. That'll heal your credit score, I guess, maybe, if you're good enough at it, But it's like, you can't, I don't know, crystal... I think manifesting is really... I think it's a good skill to have, and I think it's a good... practice to have in life, and sometimes you need a good rock for it. Like, I think that's okay. I think that's healthy. It's interesting, and we'll talk about it.
It's not like it's almost like if they're there and they're sitting there in a place you can see, it almost reminds you to think about those things.
So have you ever heard of panpsychism?
No.
So panpsychism is basically the belief that everything in the universe is conscious. And so, well, how do you feel about that? Do you think that every living organism, so let's say, do you think a rock has a soul?
So not living organism, like everything. Like a rock
Everything.
has a soul?
It's okay, no wrong or right
Not
answer.
really, no.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, I think his name is Thales, and in the 6th century of BCE, during the Aristotle era, he was saying basically that all things are full of gods. And when he said this, when he came up with this claim for this panpsychological claim, it was after he looked at an iode stone, and it made him feel a certain way. And there was another man in 1600, and these are all from this is an article called The Private Lives of Rocks. The author is unknown. But in 1600, William Gilbert argues that magnets have souls, and compasses point north due to the magnet's attraction to the Earth's soul. And then I think that words sometimes make people feel weird. So maybe the word soul isn't the right thing because people get a little religious about that.
Sure.
But I think, in a sense, something that they might be trying to speculate on is maybe the relationship of electromagnetic activity, because there are these fields of magnetivity that there are certain things that are more attracted to it, where quartz, I think in particular, is like an umbrella when it comes to electromagnetivity. So there's these certain things, and crystals do hold certain energies in them, and that is very interesting to me. I think it's not an unhealthy habit to maybe pray to a crystal. I mean, I think it's better than just doing heroin or doing a different rock.
Exactly.
If that's what you need in your day, fuck.
It is.
I think there's a certain spectrum to it. You know that one hippie girl going around everywhere that everyone hates?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Makes
rich
it their
girl.
whole personality.
It's just a lot. It's just very annoying. I feel like her, not talking shit about her because too many people do that already. I think she's kind of nice. I feel bad. I don't know. Dylan's been getting on to me for being annoyed by her, but that's what she's there for. And
This is a particular individual?
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember her name. She sings this song about being happy, and she has all these crystals everywhere and like shells in her hair and all these beads hanging off of her, and like her dad's really rich and she's like a nepo baby kind of thing.
Oh, the one online.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
I have been seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
are
That's
hating on that
interesting.
bitch, and I was just like, she doesn't seem that. She seems annoying or a little over the top, but
At least it's
she's
different
being
than
nice.
just
like
Botox, Ozempic.
at least she's not like
Lululemon girl.
sexy red and like showing her pussy after giving birth in a hospital. Like I don't know, like she's talking about good things. Jesus Christ, like.
Do you think that you would start a crystal collection now?
I have a few rocks. I have like, I don't know. I've always had rocks and crystals. I've always liked them. Like I when I was studying environmental science, I freaking got a 100 on my minerals and gems tests and stuff. Like I've always been fascinated.
Did they ever bring this stuff up in that course, or was it just more?
No, it was more just like identification and stuff. But I feel like if I got deeper into like the physics aspect of it, it might have. I never took there's probably crystal classes at these fucking colleges now that I was never even offered. But I just remember, like, I think another good example of like how I feel, how maybe different rocks might affect people is like when I'm in a cave, I definitely feel a certain way.
Interesting.
And maybe it's just like because I'm underground in a rock, but like I've been in crystal caves before. There's these crystal caves at Redwood National Forest, and
wow.
It does make you feel weird. And like there's a reason people have those salt rocks, for purifying and stuff. It's salt. Insane. I was talking about this on a different podcast this past week. The guy I did the podcast with, Brian, he just discovered that salt enhances flavor. And he's like at least 6 years older than me, and I was just like,
he ran out of his Uber Eats budget.
I almost lost my shit on him. I was like, he's like, he literally said this. He said, I just thought salt made things saltier. Which I get what he's saying, because like if you put too much salt on something, but I'm like, dude, salt, babe, that's the only thing.
A little sprinkle.
Just a little sprinkle.
That's hilarious.
This is crazy about salt. Like it can even help you hydrate quicker because of the electrolytes in it. Yeah, salt's very helpful. But I think that's
so true though. If you're immersed in a place that has a lot of crystals in it, you do feel different.
And back to the rocks are fucking old as shit.
Yes.
Right? And so I bet they do hold a lot of history in them.
And like
if you think about it. Yeah.
Like just the electromagnetic
Or I wonder the fossils, man. I wonder what the fossils hold.
Yes. Are those bad to hold, the fossils?
I think it depends on the fossil you're holding. Like, if they murdered their wife and kids, they probably don't.
They were an abusive T-Rex.
Yeah, I'm like holding a shark's tooth, and I'm like, this shark was a bully. There's an article I read called... Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Well, it was about this lady just talking about healing crystals and stuff. And she said the way to... And this is why I get annoyed sometimes, because people are just ridiculously full of shit sometimes. But I don't know. She was like, in order to pick the healing crystal that suits you, feel how it resonates with you. And I know that's kind of true, but it's so annoying to read. They're like, if this rock makes you feel bad, then you should probably not have that as your healing crystal. I'm like, what does that... What are you gonna get on a PTSD trip from fucking Vietnam? Like, what are you feeling in this fucking rock?
What if you gift someone a rock and it's a bad rock?
Like a haunted rock?
Like a rock that makes them feel negative.
Girls probably do that. They like curse a rock.
They do it purposely. This gives me a bad
he will be
feeling.
infertile forever. Or like,
oh,
this is a bad luck rock.
But you're starting to turn inward. That is real.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that like, I mean, I same with therapy. I've called it stupid and gay in the past, and I think that maybe there are some truths. Like maybe not all crystals are stupid and gay. I mean, I've always liked looking at them. Maybe they do have an effect, and maybe I got this free piece of rose quartz. What a wild sentence, because you can just find that shit anywhere. But like, it was free. I got it at the free store, and maybe I'll try to charge it up. How do you charge it? You plug it into the wall? Like, how the fuck you?
You put it up your anus.
Yeah.
Do it.
Your butt
3,
chakra.
2, 1. Your root chakra. No, yeah. I think you put them in the sun, or in the moon. Oh, which one? It's one of the two. Put in the moon.
Charge.
The moon, I think.
Your crystals.
Sun is too often. It must be the moon.
Oh, there's multiple ways.
Oh, okay.
Here are some ways. Moon water.
Moon water? What is moon water?
No. Yeah, what?
There's a place called the Herb Bar in Austin that we should go to.
We should. I'm so down. Okay. It says place your crystal outside in direct moonlight overnight or soak it in moon water for a few hours.
I gotta do that.
So I guess I would assume. All right, now I have to look up what moon water is, because I think it's just if the moon is on the water, if it's reflecting off of the water, or
That's
if the moon,
cool.
or if the moon is, I don't know.
It's very witchy.
Yeah, you have to. The moon has to be on the water.
Do you feel energy from that crystal behind you? No. It's a bad one.
It's kind of boring.
Uh-oh.
But it looks spunky, but it's just like I'm not getting much from it. Like I think it's kind of annoyed with me right now, just because I'm just being
Shitting
very
on it.
critical. Sunlight, sound vibrations. Using a single bowl to create a vibration that clears any negative energy from your crystal. How do you get negative? Or how do you give it negative energy?
I think it sucks it out of you. Isn't it?
Oh. You ever just see your crystal and it's frowning at you? It's like,
Mine must be because I've never
it's like
cleansed them.
folding his. What is this?
I've never charged them in the moonlight. That one I think
You can
is
also do
rose.
salt water, sage.
Okay, that's
You could
happened.
sage it up. You could
Done that.
copper. Or a crystal charging station. Like in the airport.
Tesla
Is some
has
of the
them.
crystal I bet they do.
Do you think that you're going to start to meditate with them?
I think I'm just I've been considering like meditating in general, but I don't think I'm gonna meditate with them.
No.
Maybe eventually, but I'm one step at a time.
like
I would find
holding
it
them.
so silly, like I would think about it too much, and I wouldn't be. I'd be making fun of myself too much.
Yeah. Have you meditated before?
I used to like when I started doing psychedelics and stuff a lot. Like I started meditating more, and I was praying a lot back then too. So it was just my version of praying or prayer. Because we prayed like every meal, or I was at church all the time, so like prayer was a huge part of my life, and yeah, I was really good at it back then, and now it's just very hard. It's very, very hard for me to clear my head entirely.
Do you think it's because of the phones or because of life?
Both. I think it's both.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I think it's both. But I think that's what, like, if it was easy, difficult things are good to do. There's just taking steps and stuff. But I think it's so beneficial to just take that time. Because I feel like so much of the time, even when I have time, I say I don't have time. And I'm always like, go, 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 go. But it's like, no, that shit helps so much. Even like stretching. Like I'm starting to just stretch
Yes.
more. Because you don't even know how much you need until you do it.
And comedy really makes you go, go, go. And really, really, there's a culture of
Run
like,
to
stay
go
out.
and wait in another line, or run to go and wait for your name to not get called, or run to get buttoned. And it's just like, if I can have time for this, I can definitely have time to relax and just be zen and stuff. So maybe I'll become a crystal bitch. Who knows?
Do you think you'll become a Christian babe again?
No. I mean, I think I'm kind of Christian. I think I'm more a Christian than anything else. But I'm not going to ever go back to
Mormonism,
or like I don't think I'm gonna go back to church. Like I might check some out, but it's just like I'm not really an organization individual. Like I'm just You can't tell me how you interpret something. Like I enjoy discussions and stuff, but I'm not looking up to you for your almighty wisdom of the Bible.
Yeah. So that's what is kind of appealing about this. That's a great point, actually. That's kind of what's appealing about this whole like crystal thing is that it's like
It's your own little
you
journey.
can do it on your own. And
Yeah.
you can take from it what you want.
Yeah, some people just can't shut their mouths about it. That's the thing. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, blah, 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 what's your sign?
It's like people who go vegan.
People that love Harry Potter still all the time. Like, I like it too, but I don't. Disney adults, people with
Yeah.
Baby Yoda shirts.
Yeah.
Um,
When it's just your entire thing.
yeah. Yeah, even MAGA people or like Trump haters or climate activists or I can name a lot of people I don't like. Let's see.
It'll be a 84-minute episode.
Yeah. God. But yeah. Shoot.
What was your you have some time. But you don't have to. What was another point you wanted to bring up about the crystals? You read that book about souls.
Yeah, maybe they have souls trapped in them from the past.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lives that have been lost.
Yeah, because I mean, like I feel like, yeah, in my opinion, ghosts are coming in and out. Like a lot of people believe that a lot of ghost hunters believe that when a ghost is present, they're only present when you're in the room. And it's like, I don't know how anyone can, like, they have the cameras and they feel like they're only coming back into that world when someone disrupts it. But I feel like it's more like rifts in the space-time continuum where it's just like time isn't linear and maybe like there's a certain amount of activity that happened there and maybe they're lost in between. I know TVs and radio and our cell towers have really messed with a lot of electromagnetic activity as well, so it probably didn't help with the activity of spirits or whatever, but I think maybe they could be trapped in things like that.
The fields make sense though because yeah, they've been disrupted so much and it makes sense that you might feel a different way in a cave where it doesn't have any of that.
Yeah. If y'all have a favorite crystal, let me know. How many crystals do you have?
I think 5.
5? I got 2 of those.
Or like rocks maybe?
Yeah, I don't have.
Maybe 2 crystals, but a bunch of rocks.
I think I have 1 crystal, and then I have like a lot of rocks. I've always collected
I have
rocks.
crystal bracelets that I wear, the different colors. I just like the way they look too. But
Yeah, they're pretty. They're pretty.
yeah.
Crystals. Yeah, there's a lot of crystal meth in Virginia.
Those make you feel different.
Yeah. I met a guy a few days ago named Abraham because I just can't stop talking to people, and he was just in my yard. He was a homeless guy holding his shoes and stuff, and I'm like, what's up? And I just sat him down because he looked upset, and he was addicted to dope, and I was like, I'm not judging, I just snorted cocaine in front of him. Which probably wasn't a good idea. I don't know why I did that, but we just chatted for a little bit, and then he just went on his merry little way.
Huh. Did he have crystals on?
Nope. I don't know what brought that up at all.
Just a little snippet of the life of Audrey.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of more things to talk about these darn crystals. Thought I had to have a lot more things to say.
Do you feel like it's like a witchy thing?
Yeah, I think those girls are just really like yeah, but I think there is like I think that it doesn't have to be witchy.
No.
Because I think it can partially be scientifically proven, like for some things, but I do think it's like a very culturally aligning with either witches or hippies that also do witchy things, or like
casting spells versus like
single
manifesting.
moms. It's giving single mom. It's giving single mom vaccinated, and you're always vaccinated. And I don't.
You think so?
A lot of witches are like
That's
not
bizarre.
actually not all of them. Like I wouldn't say like there's a lot of I'm sorry, I take that back. But some of you witches out here, you little goth like all witches getting the fucking vaccine and shit. I see you. I see you. You crazy witch. Crazy witch. Cast a spell to get a man in your life to help you.
Make some Make some soup.
There's this lady from back home who like has this long ass Buddhist name as her fucking name on Instagram, and she's beautiful, and she's a hippie, and she wears tie-dye, and she goes in the mountains, and she meditates and stuff. She's all about crystals. She's a painter, very talented, leads like meditation stuff. But the one thing that bothers me is that she takes all these photos. She's having to put, I know she has to put like a camera, like a fucking phone stand up to get all these poses of her. And it's like, that's just the opposite of tranquility, the opposite of everything you're doing. It's so fake. Like, it's like, that's cute and all, but it's like, how many filters is on this photo? Like, it's cute. It's cute. I like it, but it's like so insincere. Like, it's just so fake to me. Like,
it's like the opposite of what she's portraying.
Literally, like she's painting, like she's putting shit on her head and like putting it on her daughter's head, and they're all like, I am in nature. And I'm like, look how many angles you got of the same photo of you. Like,
in nature. The irony.
Yeah, it's so, that's probably the part that bothers me about it too, is all these people, they live in an apartment and they're in the dark and they're like, this crystal's gonna solve everything, and I'm like, you're sad, like, you're just
putting all your faith into crystals not gonna work. But I feel like if you got slightly into crystals,
my third eye might open up all the way.
Yeah you third eye whore.
My third eye, you're a third-eyed whore. Look at this third-eyed whore over here.
It's wide open.
Just gaping.
That's a gaping eye.
I reckon that's the biggest third eye I've seen in my life. She's shitting over there.
Amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, I'll pray to my crystal this week and keep y'all updated. Please, in the comments, if you have any recommendations, tell me your favorite rock or your favorite mineral or your crystal, whether it's just because of science reasons or because you believe in it for doing some great things for you. Or bad things. Tell me about your bad rocks. Have you ever had to get rid of one? All right. Thanks for coming to Audrey Thoughts with Audrey Scott. I'm Audrey Scott.